Hi guys, Colister here with the next part of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Classic Mode playthrough series. In a previous video I played Classic Mode on the normal difficulty setting with the original Nintendo 64 cast. Following up to that, in this video, we will be playing with the characters that debuted in Super Smash Bros. Melee, as you can see from my impressive amiibo collection. I must warn you though, I didn't perform anywhere near as well in this episode as I did in the previous episode. I had fails with Bowser, Sheik, Pichu, and Young Link. The other 10 were 1 credit clears, some of which were only barely. I'm not nearly as good at this game as I am in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I played every cup on the max engine level on my channel before, by the way, if you want to check out that playlist. So, I started the game with Peach. We just took out Bowser Jr., now we got Ganondorf. I hate side-scrolling stages. And the terrain on this stage, Mushroomy Kingdom, can make it hard to knock out the opponent, even if you throw them off the walk-off. At least they removed the underground level alt. That was originally on this stage in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That would have sucked to play on again. We got alternate costume Donkey Kong on Battlefield 75 meters. I'm not great with Peach, either. She's definitely one of the harder characters in the game to control. She is a character that's worth mastering, I'm not gonna lie. One pro player tip about Peach regarding her forward smash. You know how you can angle certain strong side or side tilt attacks and side smash attacks upward or downward, and do more damage if you hit the opponent in the face? Well, Peach's forward smash, which is the 3 different weapons, are actually determined by up and down angling in this game. If you angle up, she'll use the frying pan, which hits the opponent vertically. And if you angle it down, she'll use the tennis racket, which launches the opponent horizontally. Not angling it will have her use the driver. We gotta fight the Koopalings. These guys are a nuisance. Even in Super Smash Bros., since the clown card makes them heavyweight. Because, you launch further, the more damaged your character is. And lighter characters launch easier than heavier characters do. Mushroom Kingdom U is also a pretty annoying stage to fight on in its ordinary form with stage hazards. K-Rool on Jungle Japes. If you're weak at the game, you shouldn't go into classic mode on the standard difficulty level, because it can really punish you. In fact, after this recording, I might play the subsequent generations on the easy difficulty level, because you're gonna see exactly how awful I do in this game, the very next character. So, you know. Alright, so we got Bowser on N64 Peach's Castle. mean, I'm not all awful at the game. I'm good enough that I can get Ace-class spirits from the spirit board, like the 3 new ones they added pretty recently. I have no idea what games any of those characters are from, nor do I really care. I haven't played a whole lot of different modern games. For the most part, I'm into retro games. There are only some exceptions. Round 7, again, is a race to the finish-esque game where you run from a void and try to get as many of these gold pickups as possible to get a good score. You can destroy blocks and jump around to get more of them if you're quick enough, and if your character is good enough. I'm not going for a top score in any of these. I'm just racing straight to the end. And for the characters where I screw up with, I just end the bonus game immediately with a failure.
Complete.
Master Hand. The iconic Super Smash Bros. Original boss. Missed me. Ah. The mechanic they have where bosses occasionally get stunned if you land a strong hit on them definitely helps make them easier with how hard a lot of them are. I didn't do that bad with Peach, actually. And I have no problems with Peach as a character in general. I like her, actually. She's just one of the hardest characters in Smash to use. And I was never good with her in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I'm better with her in the later games, I guess. And this is coming from somebody that really likes Super Smash Bros. Melee better than Brawl. And it's not even for the fact that Melee is more balanced. I'm actually a casual player. It's just there are a lot of reasons as to why you shouldn't prefer Brawl over Melee. Like random tripping and magnetic edges. So, just thank Arceus they removed those in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. Same as with the original video. With the exception of Peach, because she's the very first character I play in the video, I will be skipping the credit shooting for every character and go straight to their victory screens, because that'll save a couple of minutes in the final video per character. And I can get every gift in the credit shooting pretty much on command. So... it'll be hard to imagine what the next Super Smash Bros. After Smash Ultimate is going to be like and how it'll compare to the game. It's definitely going to have a smaller roster. That's for sure. Not that I mind. They can do without some of the more irrelevant characters and some of the characters that are washed up has-beens. And roster cuts are a dominant part of every fighting game anyway. Fans and the creators themselves need to know and understand that detail. So, there's been a ton of foreshadowing that Nintendo will announce and probably even release their next console to follow the Switch this year. So, you might want to stay tuned to any news outlets that are reporting the matter. And a Nintendo Direct that'll likely happen in February. So, this year sounds like a pretty exciting year. That, along with the Super Smash Bros. Series Silver Anniversary. Which is mainly the reason why I decided to play this game for YouTube in the first place. At least just classic mode. And we got Mario and Peach getting married. And Robin's the guy with the Bible in the picture. Alright, so that was Peach. Now, with Bowser, the very next character I play, you are in for a massive failure at the end. And, spoiler alert, I get so mad about the fail that I deliberately quit the game, not caring that I was recording a video. So, take this video as just to see every level in every character's classic routes on the normal difficulty setting and how hard the game gets as opposed to my skills. On the positive side, this would be a good video for you to watch if you like to see people publicly humiliate themselves on the internet. As the master of ponage, I tried to find good to the bad. Seriously though, Bowser's route, the red one, every red one, is one of the hardest classic routes in the game. That makes up for Bowser being one of the easiest characters in the game to use, and one of the best for casual play. So much in fact that it stopped me dead at the end, and, you know. Like I said, I'm not great at Super Smash Bros. I'm a lot better at Mario Kart 8 and a lot of casual games that I would rather play for enjoyment, like Crash Bandicoot and Mega Man, for example. And even then, a lot of their games are really hard. So, again, the difficulty setting for your classic playthrough grows the further you progress, and if you get a nice play, it'll grow even more. This stage, where you have to fight a giant Charizard and a giant Incineroar, a couple of the heaviest characters in the game, also makes the higher levels of Bowser's route in Nightmare. So, you know. If you're trying to get the reward for clearing classic mode and ending on intensity 9.9, do not use Bowser. You'll get creamed. Unless if you were a master player. I did that before with one character, Sephiroth. And the only reason I wanted to do Sephiroth was just because in his route you only fight the bosses. And yes, I did use a classic ticket. Before you ask. So, Diddy Kong gave me a bit of a problem here because he wouldn't stand still. And I actually beat him on this stage by using the Gust Bellows. Now we have to fight Rathalos from Monster Hunter on round 6. Rathalos is definitely one of the harder bosses in the game, and I hate fighting him. He doesn't stand still, and he has some really cheap tactics with his own attacks, like his talons inflicting poison on you. I mean, is that even fair? Rathalos only stays still for a few seconds, also, if you stun him. Like, I'm sure Master Hand stayed out for a lot longer in the previous round with Peach. So... Bowser's decently fast for being the biggest and heaviest character in the game. Of course, Bowser was garbage in Melee and Brawl, so they had to refine him significantly for 3DS and Wii U, which they did. It's good to see Bowser actually use his legs, both to attack and to run, as opposed to what he did in Melee and Brawl for his dash. Alright, now, while Rathalos is what I claim to be probably the hardest boss in the game, that's not the hardest battle with Bowser in his classic route. Oh no. The battle against Mario completely destroyed me, and it was all because I was bleeping careless. So... It's not even Mario, it's Metal Mario. And I choked on the controls and couldn't recover. So I tried using the continue. And it doesn't even get any better there. In some cases, homages to previous Super Smash Bros. Games like this one suck. And I mean critically. Air dodge failed, and I fall yet again. Well, you know what, Bowser? Screw you. You only get one chance in the final round, and you effed it. So, I didn't care, I just ended it there. I'm sure a lot of people are going to give this video a dislike because I quit one of the rounds. Tough. If I think a round in Classic Mode sucks, I think a round in Classic Mode sucks. After that experience, I'm sure Bowser's going to be singing Peaches all night. For days straight. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So the first round with the Ice Climbers, with Link and Zelda, was over quickly. Now we got the Street Fighter duo, Ryu Hoshi and Ken Masters. Even on the lower difficulty levels, the opponents are not stupid if you hold a smash attack in. So you gotta make your inputs very carefully. Villager and Isabelle on Smashville, everybody's favorite stage from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Not even sarcasm. The Ice Climbers are pretty fun to play as. That is, unless you manage to lose your partner climber, then you're screwed. There are some characters that you just have to take patience nor the master in order to actually appreciate them. The Ice Climbers are among them. I did pretty decent in this video with the Ice Climbers though. Donkey and Diddy Kong on Jungle Japes. a Pichu Mewtwo, and a Snivy. The Snivy was horribly out of range. It'll be interesting to see what Pokemon from Galar and Paldea get in the next Smash's Pokeball Pokemon, let alone what one gets into the game as a new playable character. Though, strictly speaking, if Generation 10 comes out before the next Smash, we're definitely gonna get a Gen 10 Pokemon that we haven't seen yet. They do that with pretty much every generation of Smash, except Smash Ultimate. They didn't reference Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in it, only Sun and Moon. So, you never know. I definitely think Cinderace deserves to be in the game more than Meowscarada does, so you never know, we'll just have to wait and see. Palutena's Temple is not a good stage to fight on, because of its massive size. And how easy it is to get lost in it. Kinda like Hyrule Temple, except there are actually moving platforms and other elements. There we go. Mario and Peach on Melee Princess Peach's castle. So much clutter with the enemies cornering me on both sides. I did manage to get the Smash Ball, and the Iceberg got Peach right away, though completely missed Mario. One other detail about the Ice Climber's final Smash that I never knew until now, because I haven't really played this game that often, let alone with items, is that a pterodactyl, or a condor as the game calls it, appears, and you can cling on it and ride on it as it flies from side to side. That happened to me at that very moment. Now we got the bonus game. And finally, in the duos for days, Classic Route, Master, and Crazy Hand. Popo and Nana working together are a pretty good team, so it's fair. Keep in mind that while battling both hands simultaneously, they can do combo attacks that can really screw you up if you're not careful. They also use a different set of attacks that they otherwise wouldn't use. I managed to knock Master Hand out. Nana broke free of the grab. Crazy Hand got knocked down. And Master Hand hits Nana with the drill, not Popo. Popo's the one I'm controlling. Another knockdown. Right, now we just gotta deal with Crazy Hand. It's gonna do the spider walk move. You're finished. The Ice Climbers are a pretty good character in Super Smash Bros., even though I'm not a fan of the Ice Climber game, personally. I understand that they were removed in 3DS and Wii U because of programming issues. That's Kirby making a clever pose over Nana's face in that picture. You know, the 3DS couldn't handle 8 AIs in Smash at once, a problem which CPU Ice Climbers uses a double AI, and that was why they were removed in 3DS and Wii U. They can most certainly work on the Switch, though. Alright, I had an unfortunate accident with Sheik as well, though not nearly as critically as that of Bowser, so I will be at least completing this one. The first round is Meta Knight on Fountain of Dreams. Sheik's route, Masquerade, is about characters that wear masks. Joker is not included because he was a DLC character, added after the game came out. We got an idle smash ball. Alright. Because there are a lot more direct hit required final smashes in this game, you have to be careful about executing them. There's Sheik's awesome new final smash, the Sheikah dance. I like how Sheik and Zelda have a different final smash in this game instead of the same one, like in the older games. Captain Falcon on Big Blue. I threw him off the walk-off boundary, and he hit the screen. Samus Aran on Norfair. Critical hit with the up smash. Roy the Koopaling on Mushroom Kingdom U. Smash ball. The only problem is I missed the final smash. And not only was I not fast enough to get him out before Kamek transformed the stage, freaking Nabbit also appeared. You have to keep your distance from this guy, because if he catches you in his burlap sack, you're gone. So I just kept my distance until he eventually took Roy away. Nabbit is mainly the reason why I hate that stage. Now we got Hood Wireframe Mac on Boxing Ring. Combining a stage with a walk-off boundary with one of the worst characters in the game, you get an easy perfect. Alright, now here's where I mess up. You have to fight a horde of Mii fighters on Final Destination, and they have different masks for headgear. These guys didn't even give me a chance, and I had to lose a stock here. I screwed up Sheik's down air attack. I used it in the very wrong direction, and that killed me. So, yeah. Anybody that lets me down in the real game doesn't get extra points. I made that clear before with Jigglypuff. I'm usually pretty good at avoiding the finger snap move, so yeah. At least I knocked him down. Alright, so there's the second out of 4 fails in this episode.
Nice work.
I'm gonna skip the credit shooting as well, because of the same reason. We got a part of the Sheikah dance final smash for her picture. You know, Sheik got severely nerfed in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and is nowhere near as fun to play as she is in Melee and 3DS and Wii U. So, that could possibly be the fault of the matter as well. Alright, so now we're gonna use Zelda. I wonder why Sheik comes before Zelda in the official Super Smash Bros. Ultimate numeric order, if Zelda had the dominant part of the roster in Melee. Of course, Wario starts with the Wario bike, why wouldn't he? As you know, in Melee and Brawl, Zelda and Sheik were the same character, and you would use their down special to swap between them during battle. They cut that in 3DS and Wii U and made them be separate characters instead, because the 3DS couldn't handle transforming characters in Smash. They also did this with Zero Suit Samus and Charizard as well. for the same reason. And of course, having their own spots on the roster, Sheik and Zero Suit Samus I'm particularly talking about, means they can have a full special moveset. Of course, that actually screwed Charizard up. I got the Bomber and took one of the Mii fighters out. Good going. There we go. K-Rool on... Giant K-Rool on Bridge of Elden. I gotta get closer to hit him with the dense fire. There we go. Dark Samus on Gerudo Valley. As I said before, this is a notorious character for grabbing and throwing you, since it has an extended grab. And, of course, I hate getting grabbed and thrown so much. Opponents that spam grabs are the most annoying enemies you can fight in Super Smash Bros. Now we got 4 Shadow Links on Hyrule Castle. I get some star knockouts here. At least I was able to get it perfect then. Now, because Zelda is a slower character, she's not that dominant for use in getting a high score in the bonus game. So I'm just gonna, you know, get through this. Now we're fighting Ganondorf.
Ready? Go!
On the stage you fight on for the boss Ganon, actually. I got a perfect on him. Nice. This, of course, is a reference to the Ocarina game on the Nintendo 64. One of the most iconic games in the Zelda series, obviously. If you haven't played that game all the way through before, Ganon, the Demon King, the final boss, only takes damage in the tail. And it's pretty hard to get a good shot at his tail, usually, in Super Smash Bros. Fortunately, Zelda can do a decent amount of damage with her air attacks if you land a critical hit with them. Much like Captain Falcon's knee forward air. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You're not beating me. I've had enough embarrassment as it is. And just think, I have even more embarrassment yet to come in this video. Alright, good. Phew. That could have been bad.
Nice work. Congratulations.
We got a pretty cute picture of Zelda just chilling out on Great Plateau Tower. Zelda's not that bad of a character. She's definitely not good in the competitive side, being slow and lightweight, and having a moveset that isn't always effective. Though she's still pretty decent, in general. And I do like the Skyward Sword depiction that they gave her for Smash Ultimate for her design. Alright, next up, Dr. Mario. I have to question why they kept Dr. Mario as an actual whole character and not classify him as an echo. And bringing him back in Smash for 3DS and Wii U was just downright reckless, in my opinion. So, in Dr. Mario's route, you go up against red, yellow, and blue variants of some different selected characters in 1 versus 3 battles. Like the Mr. Game & Watches here. These are a reference to the 3 viruses from the Dr. Mario game. The original Dr. Mario on the NES and the Nintendo 64 sequel are both playable on the respective NSO apps if you want to check those out. It's a puzzle action game. Now we got Kirby's on Green Greens. Dr. Mario does have some distinct differences compared to Mario in terms of statistics, though they are still considerably clones. The Mega Vitamins are slightly stronger and bounce higher than Mario's fireballs, and can't be absorbed since they're solid object projectiles. He also has an electric effect for his forward smash instead of fire. And he's slower than Mario due to lack of exercise. In Melee, Mario and Dr. Mario had the same running speed, which is why Dr. Mario was considerably better than Mario in Melee. In 3DS and Wii U and Ultimate, however, it's the other way around. Mario technically is better. Now we got Yoshi's on Yoshi's Island Brawl. One good point about Dr. Mario, though, is that he retains the Mario Tornado, or Dr. Tornado, for its down special. Which is good if you find no use in Flood, like me. And Dr. Mario has some attacks that are stronger than Mario's. Some attacks that are stronger. Next up, we got Wii Fit Trainers on Wii Fit Studio. I was being clumsy here. Like, why was I even trying to use the Super Sheet to reflect the sun salutation? I shouldn't have done that. I've made far worse mistakes than that, though. Now we got Rob's on Battlefield. Now we got Wario's on Luigi's Mansion. Which is extra funny, Wario plays a role in Dr. Mario 64. That could be a cross-reference, if I might add. The Mega Vitamins aren't destroying that pillar for some reason. Here's a Smash Ball. Unfortunately, the Wario got it. He hit me with it and all. Yet somehow it didn't even launch me that far. Characters' launch rates might differ in some parts. Like, you might have a higher launch rate, and the opponents have a lower launch rate in some game modes, depending on your difficulty. That's mainly the reason why characters are always easy to launch in horde battles. They do that to make it more fair. Down. I was trying to get on the other side, so I wasn't on the edge. Master Hand is definitely the easiest boss in Smash Ultimate to fight. So, it's good to know you fight him at the end of most of the character's classic routes.
Nice work.
We got Dr. Mario posing with Nurse Hat Jigglypuff.
Final results.
So, yeah, that was Dr. Mario. One of the more irrelevant characters in the game. What are you gonna do, though? Alright, here's where fail number 3 in the video is. Not so surprising with Pichu of any character, right? In Pichu's classic route, you go up against some of the lightest characters in the game. Pichu is the lightest character in the game, even lighter than Jigglypuff, and that means he dies at the lowest amounts of damage. He can get knocked out at around like 70%. And it doesn't help that his own electric attacks slightly damage himself. And even though Pichu was surprisingly made competitively viable and high tier, believe it or not, in competitive game, he's still not fun to play as, in my opinion, and I still despise him as a Smash fighter. And the fact that he's a clone also doesn't help.
Ready? Go!
This is one of the screw-ups I have. I accidentally dropped through the wing, and I couldn't recover. Kirby and Meta Knight in a free-for-all on Skyloft. And I screwed this one up as well. If you miss the Skull Bash with Pichu, he'll go so far that he'll probably self-destruct. So, I had to fail again with this garbage character. Master Opponent is a sucker of Smash. That's a fake Smash Ball. Since you ticked me off more than once, you're not worthy of bonus points, Pichu. Nice work, my bum. Hang under the cardboard box. This character is garbage across the board. I absolutely hate Pichu as a Super Smash Bros. Fighter. Disgraceful character addition. Especially in Melee. The next character we're going to use, though, Falco Lombardi, is fine. So, let's start. We got Dark Samus on friggin' Orpheon. I'll say. Dark Samus and Dark Pit back to back. Unlike Fox's blaster, Falco's blaster does stun the opponent with every hit, though it's a lot slower to fire. And because it flinches the opponent, it does affect their recovery ability. So, like, if you hit them, they'll be able to use their up special again, for example. Falco is a lot easier to use than Fox, though. Though he's nowhere near as fast, he is heavier, and is easier to use and more fair overall. Blaster's not going to do much on Link and Toon Link because of their shields. Though the Bridge of Eldin is one of the most garbage stages you could possibly get for a serious fight because of the walk-off boundaries. We got alternate skin Lucas on New Pork City, another really bad stage for serious fights, because of the giantness, and also the ultimate Chimera. If you get bit by the ultimate Chimera, you're not gonna survive. There it is right there, in fact. We got Captain Falcon with the Blood Falcon skin in Port Town Arrow Dive. This guy put up a bit of a fight to me compared to the previous rounds with this character. He got the black hole. Mr. Game & Watch. Giant Mr. Game & Watch, actually, on Find Me. Race to the finish. Falco is not nearly as fast as Fox, so... for that reason, he should focus more on survival than score. We actually have to fight Crazy Hand instead of Master Hand. Crazy Hand does have some moves different compared to Master Hand, like the finger bombs instead of the finger gun. This attack, called Crazy Struggle, which also replaces one of Master Hand's moves. Not sure which one, though. And the Spider Walk that you saw before with the Ice Climbers, which replaces the Finger Walk. In some of the later games, Crazy Hand got some other moves Master Hand doesn't do as well. And some of his attacks that both of them do have additional effects. Like the finger poke freezing you, for example. The joy of having a projectile. You're finished. I do like Falco better than Fox, in general, and as a Smash fighter. Falco's also kind of the brash guy that wishes he could outperform his leader in the Star Fox game, and I like him for that reason as well. Cool character, I'd say. Alright, so next up we got Marth from the Fire Emblem series. He's the protagonist of Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, which was the first game in the series. It used to be a Japan only until a DS remake and then a Nintendo Switch re-release. And in Marth's route, you go up against dragons. The first round is a giant Charizard on Castle Siege. Now we got a Yoshi Horde on Arena for Rocks. We have to fight a bunch of these guys. One very important detail about Marth is that his sword is strong by the tip and weak by the center. So to get the optimum damage and launch from his attacks, you have to hit the opponent directly with the tip of the sword, which can be hard to do. Once you master him, though, Marth's a really good Smash fighter, in pretty much every game in the series, Melee and onward. Yoshi can be passed off as a dragon in some cases. I like to call him a dino, personally. I can understand why people would call him a dragon. Especially with the Super Dragon from the end of Super Mario World. Giant K. Rool on Bridge of Eldin. We already had a fight like this with Zelda. There we go. We got a horde of Mii fighters with dragon-themed outfits. I got one of them with a bomber from Kirby. Giant Ridley on Gerudo Valley. Kiyomi and Kiyotake only appear after you drop the bridge, and pay extra attention to which one appears after they fly around in a circle like this, so you know what side of the stage not to go on. It got to the point where I had to try to use Marth's counter down special. Maybe some stingies will teach you a lesson, Ridley. A pair of Korins on Colosseum, because Korin is literally a dragon. A human that can shapeshift into a dragon at will, even though they're more like elves because of their ears. I got a killing edge. Fantastic. Pretty fast character he is. And the final battle, my favorite boss, Rathalos. Wow. So ironic for a dragon-themed event. Obviously that was sarcasm. Rathalos sucks. Fighting against him. Except I did better against him with Marth than I did with Yoshi and Bowser, at least. I didn't take quite as much damage. You weren't knocked down for very long. Marth the Dragon Slayer. Marth is a really cool character in Smash, in my opinion. And I also like how he actually speaks English in this game. And it makes sense. Fire Emblem's been worldwide ever since Ike's game, or Lynn's game, whichever one came out first. And Marth appeared in Awakening and some other games that were worldwide, so it makes sense. Alright, this is the fourth and final failure of the video, with Young Link. In Young Link's route, you just go up against the other Legend of Zelda characters. And a lot of Zelda stages and items as well. The first round is Zelda on Hyrule Castle. Now we got a Shadow, or a Dark Young Link. Yeah, Dark Young Link on Hyrule Temple. Young Link is faster than Link, though weaker and lighter. And they do have some moves in difference compared to Adult Link and Toon Link. Some moves in slight difference. Young Link has a flurry attack, the others do not, for example. Alright, Sheik on Omega Gerudo Valley. This one annoyed me because, you know, she doesn't stand still. There we go. Four Toon Links on Pirate Ship. I know there are multiple Toon Links within the same game in one of the games on the Game Boy Advance, I think it was. That could be a reference to that, along with the pirate ship being from the Wind Waker. I even got Midna from Twilight Princess from the Sis Trophy. She took care of some of them for me. I'll kill that one with the beetle. There. Alright, this is where I screwed up. Ganondorf on Omega Bridge of Elden. I was reckless with the down air, and that cost me. Now we got Link on Great Plateau Tower. Killed by his own bad recovery. Bonus forfeited. And then Ganon the Demon King for the boss. Alright, so, that was embarrassing. I screwed up 4 of the characters in this video. For this reason, for the Brawl play and onwards, I will probably play on the easy level just to make sure I can get all 1 credit clears, and try not to be reckless with certain air attacks. So, at least with the remaining 4 characters, they will be 1 credit clears. And I'm a casual player of sorts anyway, so I'll probably take it easy for the remaining episodes I have planned. Alright, the Gerudo King of Evil Ganondorf is next. Ganondorf is a good example that they will occasionally take a perfectly good gaming character and ruin them with the Super Smash Bros. Moveset. In fact, Ganondorf's the most notorious example of this, because for whatever reason, they made him be a Captain Falcon clone. A clone of a character that's not even from the same game universe. And not only did they intentionally not revise his moveset in Brawl, they also made him arguably the worst character in that game, and he doesn't change a bit in 3DS and Wii U. And while I do appreciate them going back to his Nintendo 64 design for Ultimate, which is a lot better than the Twilight Princess design, and that he uses the giant sword he teased us with in Melee now for his smash attacks, which definitely helped him a little bit in viability, he's still a clone of Captain Falcon, a much slower and more vulnerable version with an even worse jumping ability, and he's still not that fun to play. And that's unfortunate, because Ganondorf is a BA of a villain, in general. I didn't do that bad with him in this playthrough, though. Of course, you have to be pretty reckless to get hit with Ganondorf's up tilt, even if it is slightly faster than it was in the previous games. At least now we're on Sky World and not Palutena's Temple. I got a perfect off of Palutena and Pit. Not bad. Now watch this. You're in for a massive comeback on the Zelda and Link battle. They pummeled the hell out of me. I took over 100% damage. And then a lightning appeared, and it worked for me, shrinking both of them. And that allowed me to win the battle. If it wasn't for that lightning, I would have failed that round. Master Opponent is pretty good at comebacks. Ganondorf is very slow, and his jumping is garbage, so you shouldn't go for a high score in the bonus game with him. down. Why do you have to use the lasers and take away a perfect victory? I hate the drill. I might as well use Water Punch. Have Ganondorf do a favor for me that Captain Falcon couldn't quite do before. Get at least one knockout with the Falcon Punch. Well, on the positive side, Zelda and Ganondorf waving at the old man with the paraglider. On the positive side, Ganondorf in this video was the character I got the highest score with. Although I didn't get as high of a score with any character in this video as I did in the previous one with Ness. Everybody's favorite psychic alien cat hybrid Pokemon. You're next. In this route, Psychic Control, the first round is against Ness and Lucas on Force side, which makes sense as Ness and Lucas are psychics. The Earthbound series also contributed to ideas for the Pokemon series, which is also a bonus. There we go. And then, after the first round, one of the opponents that you beat in the previous round becomes your ally. What he's basically doing is taking over the minds of the people he defeated and forcing them to fight for him. I got perfect on Cloud. Like, you know how in Pokemon, some Psychic-type legendary Pokemon can control other people? Like in Sword and Shield, Calyrex takes over the character Peony's body to have him talk for him. And Deoxys does that in an episode of the Pokemon Ranger anime with Team Rocket's Meowth, for example. That makes sense in this game as well, with this route. You can see Cloud is now my ally against the Street Fighter duo. I got a star knockout on both of them. We got Richter on Dracula's castle. Ken is an ally. Very fast and very maneuverable character, also pretty good at aerial combat. Though having good speed and mobility, both on the ground and in the air, as a result of a psychic levitational power, comes at a cost, and that's being one of the lightest characters in the game. So now we got Pit and Palutena on Skyworld again, with Richter as an ally. We're taking over his mind. They also play music from the franchise of the character you're controlling as an ally in this route, interestingly. I also like how he throws little uncharged shadow balls for his forward throw. I'm gonna use the spiny shell to get him. Gotta get out of the bomber's way. Pikachu, Pichu, Jigglypuff, and Lucario on Kalos Pokemon League, with Pit as an ally. Kalos Pokemon League is a pretty annoying stage to play on with stage hazards, because the different Elite Four chambers have some ridiculous stage hazards in them. Like, I got Wickstrom's room with the steel types and the swords, which block your way and hurt you if you touch the blades. There's also a puddle that turns you metal, like you see here. There, I got Lucario and Jigglypuff. Only Pichu remains. Gone with the hothead. Here we go. Very fast, very good air control. That means you can get a good score with this character in the bonus game. He can also wall jump, which he couldn't do before in Melee. Alright then, for the final battle, we got Master and Crazy Hand with Pikachu as an ally. They're gonna use some of the weird attacks that they did with Pikachu in his classic route. Or her in my case, since I used Pikachu Libre in the previous video. And working together, the hands can be quite annoying. They did some kind of friction attack. Reflecting laser barriers, huh? Alright, knock both of them down. Pikachu was killed. Not surprising at all. There. Very interesting idea for a classic mode route, I must say.
Nice work. Congratulations.
This character was complete garbage in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and was certain to be replaced in Brawl. So I'm glad that they made him better and more viable in 3DS and Wii U and Ultimate, making him pretty fun to play. Alright, so, continuing on. We got a free-for-all with 3 other Fire Emblem characters on Castle Siege. This character is a clone and an inverse, basically, on that to Marth. While Marth's sword is strong by the tip and weak by the edges, Roy's is weak by the tip and strong by the edges. So for maximum damage, you gotta fight the opponent up close. Some of his attacks also have a fire effect. Meta Knight on Halberd. In this route, you're going up against the game's other sword characters. The non-DLC sword characters, of course. I got a Bellossom, just right for a Flare Blade. I'm not gonna fully charge it, because that'll cost me my perfect. If fully charged, Roy's Flare Blade damages himself. It's also guaranteed to knock out the opponent, though. Alright, Link on Skyloft. Sheik on Gore Plane. Another stage with the walk-off boundary. Cloud Strife on Midgar. Thwarted by bad recovery. Marth and both Corins on Coliseum. Finishing up the Fire Emblem lineup, excluding Byleth because that's a DLC character. Marth. There we go. That Smash Ball was bad to arrive. Like Marth, Roy is also very fast. He doesn't have good jumping. Miss me. Knock down. The rocket was what got me. Like Marth, Roy also speaks English now, which is good to know. Cloud still only speaks Japanese, and so does Sephiroth. There's no voice acting in Final Fantasy VII, though, so whatever. We got Roy and Roy the Koopa, but not because they have the same name. Not much to say about Roy. Even though Roy was included in Melee only to promote a Fire Emblem game that had come out shortly afterward, he's still a pretty decent character. I came pretty close to my score with Ganondorf also, with Roy. Alright, one more character in this video, Mr. Game & Watch. I have a Game & Watch. It's the SMB 35 Game & Watch that they made for the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. That does count, though. We got Pac-Land, another crappy side-scrolling stage. I hate that they cut out Pac-Maze and kept Pac-Land. The stages. Oh well. Duck Hunt, another retro franchise. I like how Mr. Game & Watch turns into characters from actual Game & Watch games for his attacks in this game. Nice little visual improvement. Mario and Luigi free-for-all on Mario Brothers. Makes sense for this route as well. I'll just kill Luigi with the Shell Creeper. We got Donkey Kong with one of his old skins, with Mario as an ally. Fireball appeared directly over top me. I got the 9 on him. Yes. Now we got Mr. Game & Watch Horde Battle on Flat Zone X. As Horde battles go, these guys have terrible endurance. Some people cannot get over the fact that Mr. Game & Watch is flat in-game. Apparently, he has a 3D model in the game's coding. Alright, one more. For some reason, Master Hand teleports in the Mr. Game & Watch battle. I hate the drill. In this round, Master Hand will randomly teleport, like Marx does. Mr. Game & Watch has a slow rolling dodge, so dodging the finger snap was harder. Knockdown. There we go. I ended on the highest intensity in this video with Mr. Game & Watch on intensity 7. The characters I got the best score with were Ganondorf and Roy. So, those are the VIPs of this specific video. For the Brawl lineup, once I eventually do that, I'm probably going to take it a lot easier, because a portion of this video was humiliating myself, and that's not what I plan to do on YouTube, to be honest. So, if this video picks up in views, I'll continue on with the Super Smash Bros. Brawl lineup. Until then, I am Crolister, the Master of Ponage. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.